Good.
Want some more?
I'm good, thanks. Just don't play music this whole time then? Have any favorite retro themes you'd like to play today?
Just your usual.
Usual. One more song? Or do you want 20 seconds? Alright. 10, 9, 4, Hey everyone, we're live.
Hey folks, how you all doing? My name is Recepit, and this is the weekly training Phantom Show being broadcasted at CKMS Sound FM 100.3 in the FM dial. I'd like to thank you very much for joining us, and today must be Tuesday. Why? Because every Tuesday we broadcast from 12 until noon. And on top of that, we broadcast on CKMS Sound FM. If you want to stop by the CKMS website, you can do such by basically using your favorite search browser and typing in www.soundfm.ca. Plus, on top of it, you can catch us on the Rogers Network at 946. Yep. On Ustream, you can catch us at www.ustream.tv/channel/Recepit. That's called RCEHOPPE. And once again, I am your host, Recepit, and keeping us out of trouble like always is the one, the only, the magnificent Mr. Kennedy. Plus, on top of that, if you want to follow us on Twitter, you can do as such, or even send us an actual Twitter tweet at Ryan_Kennedy on the Twitter network. So, that's us. This is you. And basically, if you haven't tuned in before, this is the weekly Trainer Phantom Show, as I mentioned once before. And we cover all things geeky and nerdy and trending within the Waterloo region and beyond. Our show encompasses comic books, movies, wrestling, cartoons, and a whole bunch of other plethora of wonderful things that we may stray upon. So, Mr. Kennedy, it's been a week since the last time. How you been?
That's been less than a week, actually. We did see ourselves over the weekend. We'll talk about the events and activities we partaked in over the weekend. But it was a pretty great weekend. My thoughts. What about you? What are your thoughts on our weekend?
I'm tired.
Tired? That means you just had so much fun that he's all pooped out. So.
So that we are. Here we are. So, Mr. Kennedy, what do we talk about first? We got movies, we got comic books, we got comics, and of course, we got our favorite topic, which is wrestling.
Our favorite topic? Well, just, since we did partake in some wrestling over the weekend, we can get into a little bit of that.
Sure.
So, on Sunday, which also happened to be Mother's Day, so
happy... Did you get your mother anything for Mother's Day?
I give her my love.
There you go. Give her some love on your Mother's Day.
So, Mom, if you're listening out there, thank you so much for everything. You might be listening right now on the car radio. But yeah, Sunday was Mother's Day, but it also happened to be Death Proof Wrestling Day.
Yeah, it was Mr. Death Proof's birthday at the same time, and basically there was a packed audience over at the Rock Pile on Dundas Street in the Etobicoke area. And people from all over came out for this rock and roll wrestling extravaganza. And people had a great time, and there was lots of good cheer all around. Unfortunately, I think that our good friend Warhead suffered a back concussion or something like that. And then on top of that, a brain concussion. He got hit an awful lot.
Basically, he pushes it to the extreme. He went all out just for his fans because he loves his fans. He loves the Death Proof family, and he took it to the limit. And some of the stuff you would see in his match, you wouldn't see in any other independent company, any other independent wrestling company. So this was your first time actually, Recepid, getting a nice taste of the Death Proof feel. So what did you think of it compared to other independent wrestling companies that, and their product? Because you seem pretty happy with the
overall,
at least with the main event.
It was a good time for all who appreciate extreme wrestling events such as that. And basically, I believe we had a good time, if memory serves me correctly. So it was a bunch of positivity all around for everybody.
This was my third time actually coming out to a Death Proof wrestling event, and all I can say is I never leave the event disappointed, especially with the main events and just overall just the matches and just the atmosphere that's there. It's a very welcoming and friendly atmosphere, and the wrestlers just they're one of the fans as well. They're fans of each other. They come out and watch each other's matches, and so if you missed out on Death Proof this last weekend, shame on you. I know it's a bit of a trek because here we are in the Waterloo region, and here it was in Etobicoke. And most people are used to it either be taking place in Guelph or Kitchener area, but definitely it was great to see Death Proof back. Haven't seen them since last summer, so hopefully more events will come from this. Again, you want to see if you want to see the recap of a lot of the matches, I'm sure there's pictures and videos online. Just look up Death Proof Fight Club on Facebook, and you know, wish Warhead to get better soon because we want to see him back in action as soon as he feels up for it.
Crazy SOB will be back with us fairly shortly.
Recepted actually grabbed part of the show history. Part of the table that Warhead did a nice drop elbow through, Jesse Amato through, to win the tables match. And he got signed by all the wrestlers, so he's got a piece of history, Death Proof history. You know.
Awesome.
So to me, it looked like Recepit had a good time, which is good because, you know, I want my broadcast partner to have a good time. And, of course, I was going to have a good time regardless. And, yeah, excellent show to all the Death Proof family members.
Good. So, did you see other wrestling events throughout the week, Mr. Kennedy?
Unfortunately, Sunday also happened to be a TNA event called Sacrifice. Haven't quite seen that yet. And then Saturday, which was the day before the Death Proof Wrestling, was Ring of Honor Border Wars in Toronto. So unfortunately, I missed out on that too. Ring of Honor being in Toronto, but I had to make a tough decision on the only wrestling show to make it out to this weekend, and that was Death Proof Wrestling. So there you go, guys.
There we are. So there we are. What do you think of the more mainstream apparatus of the WWE?
Well, Monday Night Raw happened last night, and did you get a chance to watch that, or
I caught bits and pieces.
Bits and pieces of it? Well, it was an alright Raw. Did you see what happened with the Big Show?
Well, yeah, I caught a bit of that, unfortunately. I really don't like that segment at all.
It was just, cringing. Just,
I personally think that the shows that Paul White has some acting chops, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm just getting more and more disenchanted with the whole WWE stuff altogether. I don't like the thing that there's a couple of sets of heat. You know, Mr. Kennedy, there's the heel heat, which basically makes people hate everybody, and there's another type of heat where you just don't want to see the guy. You just want him to come in, do the plug, what they have to do, and get out again. And when it comes down to John Laurinaitis, I'm getting less and less impressed with the character. I'm getting less and less impressed with the ability that this particular character, the power this particular character has. And I've always liked the Big Show for the last 20 years, as I said before. And if a full man crying and getting on his knees and everything else like that, I can tell you, I'm not my form of entertainment. I'm not quite sure if it's yours, Mr. Kennedy, but however, the bottom line is that I'm getting less and less impressed with WWE all the time. And one of the few things we didn't quite talk about yet is SmackDown, because obviously it's not memorable at all.
Unfortunately, no, it's too far away from where we do our time of our show.
So I'm just not impressed with the WWE bringing it late.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. But I think they're just trying to build up John Laurinaitis as one of the biggest, heated heels in recent times, because he's kind of been more soft before, but now he's got so much heat on him that for the build-up between him and John Cena at Over the Limit, which is going to be taking place this weekend, big stipulations on the line where John Laurinaitis loses. He's out of a job, which a lot of people, the whole WWE universe, is hoping for.
Yeah, which probably won't happen.
Well, we'll see, because, then that would get a chance to get a new GM. Maybe our favorite Teddy Long fellow can make a reappearance and fill in the shoes that Teddy Laurinaitis or John Laurinaitis would be leaving behind. And
Laurinaitis, a mixture of the two. I think I might be even down with that. No, you know what? I gotta come out here. I'm not impressed with WWE. I'm not impressed. Okay. Here's a good question for you.
Yes.
Why should John Laurinaitis get all of this heat? What has he done in the years to get to this level? My personal opinion is I think the guy's a crappy character. I think they should go back to base. I think they should leave John Laurinaitis out of all this stuff. I don't see why he's there.
He might be out.
What's that?
After this weekend, after all is said and done, after Over the Limit, he might be out of a job.
No, he won't be out of a job.
And originally, just remember, he was the interim general manager.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I just think it's a little too much for stuff. So
because I just
don't appreciate the build-up. I don't appreciate where the character's coming from. They're making this character more powerful than God. It's like, why is he even there? It's sort of like, okay, let's put it this way. Do you remember what happened a week ago, like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
He took John Cena with the help of A-Train, our favorite Japanese wrestler, squash machine.
Who didn't make an appearance on Raw last night,
and basically took him, smashed the living poop out of him.
Yeah.
His arm the thing that there's no blowback from any of that. Like, nothing. And
you mean repercussions?
Like, the thing is that John Cena is supposed to be the most powerful character on the board. And to have John, and basically have John Laurinaitis to do that, was like, why do they even do this? It makes no sense. Especially when you have a whole bunch of other talent in the back that is just scrambling to get some form of actual notice as well as recognition, and basically taking this paper pusher and building them up to the levels they're at. I think in the beginning it was okay, but now they're just putting more and more on, and it's like, I don't know, I'm just not getting it.
Well, that's interesting point of view there, because maybe a lot of people in the back, they want John Cena out because that would leave room for the other WWE superstars to reach the top and take his place. That could be just
so basically this week he brings a giant down to his knees.
Oh, John Laurinaitis? Yeah.
So the thing is that why they're giving this particular character just so much heat, and plus on top of that, it's not a cool, unlikable character. It's just
build up for this weekend. But
yeah, sure.
But again, you know, Triple H is ahead of him, or more authority than John Laurinaitis has, and he reversed the whole Brock Lesnar contract negotiations that took place a few weeks back. What did you think of the segment that kicked off the show, by the way? Paul Heyman and Triple H getting into that.
I personally thought that it was a waste of time.
It was a waste of time? Alright.
It was more exciting seeing Paul Heyman coming back next week, but the thing is, I understand why WWE is doing that, because as we talked about it from previous shows, which I remember, is that they have X number of appearances with Brock Lesnar, so they're bringing the character and they got to take the heat to push the stories forward. Again, when you have Paul Heyman that had a huge, sabbatical, and we all know why he had a sabbatical, coming back and basically threatening Triple H with a lawsuit because he touched him. I don't know, that just doesn't energize me at all. Like, it's just wonderful on top of more wonderfulness.
That's just Paulie's character is, he's cynical like that, I guess, you know? Yeah, just a creepy guy. And that's just the kind of character he likes to portray. He's from the Bronx, I think, or something like that.
New Jersey.
Jersey, yeah.
Yeah. But, however, I don't view him as a creepy character. I'm just looking at the character himself and saying, okay, he's back for this good purpose. Okay, that's cool. We came in, served subpoena to Triple H and the whole WWE board. Okay, the thing is that since it's been around for a little bit, it's a groundless lawsuit. So it's like, I don't know why they're bringing this up as well, but however, what they did last week, it was pretty cool. It was fun. It had a type of synergy behind it. Yeah. But this particular week, when it actually followed through, and had a lawyer down there, and had the contract, and of course, Triple H just grabs him and uses Darth Vader chokehold on him, and Paul Heyman's going, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" It's sort of like, as an example, as we all talked about before, when people get into the WWE ring itself, they lose their actual aspect of actual, what is it? I'm trying to think here. Of actually getting hurt. You can't press charges or anything like that because they're actually in the squared circle. So having that there just didn't make any sense to me. And on top of that, from Paul Heyman's perspective, it sounds like anyone could go in the ring now, hand a WWE lawsuit, and the wrestlers touch it. You could sue them as well. And so like, no, you can't do that. So now what we got going on is not one, but two actual storylines, which is like, why is this taking place? This makes no sense. It makes Triple H look weak, which is understandable because you have your takedown, your build up. But when it really comes down to it, it's like you got two characters. Paul Heyman I like. Like, I think Paul Heyman is an awesome character. Even as a villain or an announcer, the case may be. But the thing is that now we have two critical storylines that are coming in from paper pushers who are pushing around the actual WWE talent. And it's like, I don't understand the storyline. a call, and I'm just not getting it. And then on top of that, you also have Paul White, who's been fired, and it's like, are you kidding me? And at the same time, as we talked about before, ad nauseum on different broadcasts, um, this is a individual who has done everything in the WWE plus more. And when the announcer teams and so forth talk about the Big Show, they don't even mention that he's done all these things. He's just come in. Maybe they might mention his WCW ring. They may mention his tag team ring, but that's really about it. The thing is, when they bring John Cena in or the other wrestlers, guys, they talk about everything they've done plus more, and it's going to be this general excitement. I just don't know where WWE is coming from. As I said before, in other broadcasts, it sounded like WWE was walking into a new direction of actual writing prowess, and they seem to go back to square one, which is basically bovine excrement in a cardboard carton. I'm just getting less and less impressed. Like, as an example, as you said before, Thursday may be far off for us to talk about SmackDown, but however, at the same time here, SmackDown is part of the WWE brand, and the thing is that we really can't draw anything that significant happened on SmackDown and talk about it on a show. So, as I mentioned before previously, it sounds like they may be getting rid of one show over another, and basically maybe putting two of them together. But who knows? Again, that's just a theory I've got.
Although the whole branding split doesn't make sense anymore because wrestlers on one brand have been appearing on the others. Because you got the Raw Super Show and vice versa with SmackDown. So the whole brand thing is not really matter anymore. So usually after WrestleMania, a month after, they usually do the WWE draft where various superstars get drafted to each other's different brand. But I don't know if that even matters anymore. So that might just skip over completely.
They start building up their actual branding, it doesn't matter anymore. It's just blanket WWE that has two shows. At the same time, you got John Laurinaitis with his people power branding going on, which my opinion is really, really bad. So again, that's just me. What are your feelings on it, Mr. Kennedy?
It just gives some superstars not a chance to come out and perform because there's been a lot of superstars that haven't been on lately. This week in particular, there was no Zack Ryder.
Yeah.
There was no Lord Tensai, which they've been really trying to push. And
that's really interesting because you're absolutely right. They did have a Monster Crusher that they had Funkasaurus come out and do his thing and tag team.
Louis Clay didn't miss a beat.
But the thing is that it's the same thing before. Obviously, Louis Clay won the particular match, team match there, and so it's like, okay. I don't know. It seems to be just really going in a downward spiral in another direction. Just not a fan of it, man.
All right. Well, we'll see if by the end of the year, Sepet is still a WWE fan because he's been watching a lot more independent wrestling shows lately. So he might just cut out mainstream wrestling altogether if he gets spoiled by what's brought to him by independent wrestling.
Well, the reason why I talk about the WWE a lot is because it's the mainstream product, and we both know this.
Yeah.
And the thing is that if you have your flagship brand not performing up to task, there's problems. And it should be interesting where things go from this point, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah. But we would love to talk more about independent wrestling too. So if you are out there, a promoter with an independent show in the area, do give us a call or give us a tweet at Ryan_Kennedy. Get in contact with the show, and we'd love to advertise your local independent show and hear what you have to say. So.
Yeah, for sure. So you know what? All that being said, let's take a break and
please
come back with some more fandom news.
Yeah, so let's hit it to some wrestling tunes, starting off with the official theme for Over the Limits. Right where it hurts. I'm gonna give you everything. What's that?
All these fucking chairs are like you're sitting there and fucking talking. Are we going to play the interview?
Sorry?
Are we going to play the interview for our radio?
I'd like to.
I would like to do a lot. Let's move into a movie segment. Alright, let's go to one.
Find the channel here. one you want to play? Dragola? Sorry? What was that? No.
And
The Last Starfighter? Yeah.
The guy I asked him a question.
Olin Ferguson?
Yeah.
Olin Ferguson?
That's it. So what we'll do, we're going to move stuff next. We'll wrap up the stuff. We'll also do stuff. We'll play the US game.
I'll play one more song for you.
Yeah, no.
These are all remixes. Everyone, we're back live.
Here we are. So, what were those songs, Mr. Kennedy?
Wow, we just played a whole slew of various WWE Superstar entrance themes. The last one was best known for CM Punk. Before that, we had Sheamus, Christian, Dolph Ziggler, all remixes of some of the songs, and of course, one of the official themes to the WWE Over the Limit pay-per-view.
Awesome. So anyways, let's punch into some things here.
Awesome.
Thank you very much for joining us today. This is the weekly Trainer Venom Show being broadcast at CTM at 7FM, 100.3 on the FM dial. Plus, on top left, if you want to check us live, you can do as such. But basically, stopping by the website for the radio station, use your favorite internet search browser thingy, and basically you can check us out at soundfm.ca. Plus, on top of that, if your radio decided to get busted between our musical breaks here, you can actually hear us over the Rogers Network at 946. Plus, on top of that, if you really want to get us really close and personal, you can hop on the Ustream, which is www.ustream.tv/channel/Recepit. That's spelled RCEHOPPE. Plus, on top of that, if you want to get all Twitter friendly, you can do as such by hopping on your Twitter account and basically chiming in at Ryan_Kennedy.
That's right. Use the hashtag Weekly Trending Fandom.
Sure. And basically, yeah, that's us. This is Eula. Thank you very much for joining us again today. And what's going on here is that we're concluding our wrestling segment.
Very well.
And basically talking about other things that are happening in the wonderful geek sphere / hobbyness. So, yeah. So as we were talking about before, I'm basically sharing my discontent with the wrestling industry in general, except for the independent promotional stuff. I'm not impressed with WWE or where they're actually going. It's making me think twice if I really want to go and see the actual pay-per-view event at Bobby O'Brien, which is located on King Street, downtown Kitchener, which we highly recommend to getting all of that very cool vibeness of wrestling stuff. So,
also, for UFC events as well, check out Bobby O'Brien's. There's one happening this Saturday, which is Murr versus Dos Santos. So, Bobby O'Brien's is your source for entertainment, pay-per-views.
Yeah, so, there. Okay then, so, what else do you need to add to the wrestling plate, Mr. Candy?
No, we can pretty much finish it off there. I'm excited for one match, though, that's coming up on the pay-per-view, which, of course, is CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan. That's because I think they always put on a fantastic match whenever they perform. So I'll be looking forward to that one, which is for the WWE Championship, which is pretty awesome in my opinion.
Yeah, should be interesting what comes out from that. Unfortunately, I think I see the foregone conclusion, but however, it'll be interesting what happens at the very last minute. So should be interesting. And I think that Daniel Bryan is building himself up to the WWE 8 card. Talent, especially the stage of the game. So it will be interesting to see if Punk retains or Daniel Bryan wins it.
For sure.
Cool with that. So yeah, so from Death Proof, what did we like exactly from the program, Mr. Candy?
If you like raw, hardcore wrestling, Death Proof is for you. So if you don't like the PG era that current WWE programming is in, then Death Proof is for you. If you like that ECW 5, if you remember back in the good old days, that's Death Proof today, and it's local, it's in our area, and you can experience it live.
So what matches did you like?
Oh wow, well I definitely enjoyed the main event, which was the 4-way table match. That was awesome. Of course, our buddy Warhead winning it. I don't know. The opening match is very interesting, which was the couple dispute.
Intergender.
Yes, it was.
So it was interesting how that all worked out in the ring.
The live dating game, which was interesting, where it was Sebastian Suave versus Rip Impact versus Psycho Mike over the affections of Candy Chaos. They battled for her. That was different, but very cool.
With the hardcore divas over there.
Well, there was just the one, which was the opening match, which was the couple dispute. You know.
Or also the pillow match there.
Oh, right. Well, the Death Proof Divas like to entertain, and they had a pillow fight just because that's something Death Proof and most of the guys in the bar liked. So, yeah. Hey, that's what WWE did back in the day. The pillow fights, the lingerie pillow fight, all that stuff. So, Death Proof is still keeping up with that.
So, I guess the question is, if you were commuting from the Waterloo region to the wonderful metropolis known as the Philadelphia, do you think it'd be worth the actual ride? Do you think it'd be worth the price of admission?
It's worth it for Death Proof. If you have some good friends, carpool, ride share up to wherever Death Proof is, maybe even Oshawa, and yeah.
So you definitely, so basically you're seriously endorsing actual Death Proof and people coming in from the Waterloo region to go over there.
Well, this was my first Death Proof outside the Waterloo region, but still very entertaining. And again, just hook up with some good friends on Facebook, and away you go. You can make it out.
So, are you endorsing Death Proof outside the region? Is it
well, as much as I'd love, it started out here in Kitchener, so I'd love to see it grow here, and because I'd love KW to become like a whole wrestling place to be, all these different federations and stuff. So, but the Rock Pile was a cool venue. It was a very prison-like atmosphere there. They had barbed wire on the outside patio fences and a wall of criminals, mugshots on the walls, and definitely interesting venue. But I'd love for Death Proof to represent in Kitchener once more.
So do you endorse Death Proof?
I endorse Death Proof wherever it might be.
There it is. That's what I'm looking for.
Yes.
So basically, Scandy strongly endorses Death Proof wherever it may be. He's very happy with it. So,
yeah.
If he likes it, that means you should like it and basically support your local-ish independent wrestling promotion company.
Yeah, if you want to see examples of some of the wrestling, look up Death Proof Wrestling on YouTube, and you can see previous matches that they've had. So,
sounds good.
But again, it's never the same unless it's live.
Yeah.
So stay tuned with Death Proof, because I'm sure they'll announce another show coming up here down the road.
For sure. So, basically we're coming into our first hour of wonderful and geekiness. So what's more time, Mr. Kenny?
Well, it looks like you have a lot of comic book news and movie news, so let's get into that.
Should we hop in the movie stuff?
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. So basically, last Tuesday, we were treated out to a fantastic treat. One of the few things we always keep broadcasting over the radio show is this wonderful, fantastic independent theater called the Frederick Twin Cinema, which is located in the Frederick Twin Mall. And we watched The Avengers.
That's right.
Mr. Candy, what did you think of it?
Fantastic film.
Excellent. So what was your favorite part?
Oh, probably the battle sequences. Probably one of my favorite was the one between Iron Man versus Thor. I just dig that a lot. Just the battle sequences. So it was again, it was great. Thank you, Fredericton Cinema, for inviting us out.
Yes, thank you very much. The staff was absolutely friendly.
Yeah.
From start to end, we were given the red carpet treatment on top of the red carpet, so it was very, very, very friendly. And also on top of that, speaking as such, at the Fredericton Cinema today is Double Down Tuesday for $4. You can see any movie they have at their twin screen cinema. And this week they're bringing both The Avengers, which we saw last week, and of course opening this week is Dark Shadows. So if you can, support your local independent cinema. Stop on by the Fredericton Cinema and pony up 2 tunis. Have a good time watching that. So again,
it's a great date idea. If you're looking to bring someone special down in the movies, bring them down to Fredericton Cinema.
Yep.
Because it won't break your wallet.
Yeah, exactly. So at the same time here, it's a really good place. It's very, very friendly, family friendly. On top of that, it's just a really, really great time. Just get the whole mystique of actually being in an old theater. Absolutely wonderful. Plus, on top of these guys are independent. Like the bigger box store theaters, such as the Empire and the Galaxy, stuff like that. They really don't need your money. Why? Because everyone's going there anyways. So again, the thing is, it really support the local independent scene. Again, stopping by Fredericton Cinema. And believe it or not, Mr. Kim, do you know that the Fredericton Cinema is one of the oldest theaters in the Waterloo region?
I can believe that because I've been going there for years. It's been the most consistent, name-branded one. Like Fredericton Cinema, it hasn't changed into anything else as far as I can recollect. It's always been the same, and I've been going there since I was a wee one, small little kid with my family. So.
What was your first movie there?
Well, I'm trying to think back, and something that does ring a bell is I remember going to see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie there, and because I was such a big Turtle fan, and I have great memories of going there and watching it with my family. So. Again, great memories from there, and you can make memories of your own with your family. Bring them down to Fredericton Cinema.
Yeah. So anyways, that's a Fredericton, and again, the thing is that we highly recommend it. Today is Tuesday, $4 Tuesday, or I like to call it double down Toonie Tuesday. And again, they're showing both The Avengers and also Dark Shadows. Again, Dark Shadows is a comedy. It's not going to be the 20-year drama television extravaganza that we're all really used to watching. But Johnny Depp and Tim Burton really pulled this out and made this production. And with that, we'll roll into our top 5 films for this particular week. Okay, starting number 5 is a lucky one, coming in at $4.6 million. That's 0.6 million. Hunger Games still holding in at number 4 spot, coming in at $4.4 million. Think Like a Man, which was last week's number 1 film. Actually, no, not last week. Sorry, the number 2 film from last week. Basic Slips number 3, and that came in at $6.3 million. And of course, Dark Shadows opened up at the number 2 spot, which is no really big surprise.
The pricing's there.
What's that?
Yeah, the pricing's there. Okay.
Dark Shadow at $28.8 million. And then The Avengers came in at number 1 spot, which isn't really, really too surprising, at $103 million. So the thing is that it looks like The Avengers is now, in the last 2 weeks, has made a total of almost $300 million. And
almost 400.
It looks like It looks like it's going to be crawling up to its number 1 spot of all time, perhaps, and maybe being out Avatar, maybe even Titanic, who knows. But the thing is that everyone in the industry is really talking about this film, and people are still coming out in droves to see this thing. And on top of that, one of the few things that have been sorry, I apologize, folks. One of the few things I've been announcing recently is how long the Hunger Games have been on there for. And
still top 5, yeah.
It's still top 5. So if Hunger Games is holding up for that one, just imagine how long the Avengers will be floating around for, especially over the super blockbuster summer holiday season, because coming up fairly shortly, you got Battleship that's taking place.
This Friday, I believe that comes out.
And Prometheus is right around the corner, not quite coming out
and yet. I think the weekend after this one is Men in Black 3. So
yeah, for sure. My personal opinion, I've taken a good look at Men in Black 3. I'm not really too impressed with it. It just seems to be rehashing the first script with a little bit of time traveling for that extra twisted line. So I'm not looking at it going, you have to see this film, because the second one wasn't really that great either. It'd be back its money, a little bit on the side, but really about it. And also on top of Battleship coming out, the thing is that I hate the title, folks. I'm not a big fan of the title. The special effects looks really cool. It looks like a popcorn brain movie. But I got a funny feeling that The Avengers will bring another $100 million.
For sure.
But however, it should be interesting what takes place this weekend. Again, I really don't see anything stepping up in its way. Even people who are very strong Batman fans are looking at the new Batman movie saying, it might not do so good this time around. So, should be very interesting. So, moving forward in movie news, something I broadcast a couple of weeks ago about Leonard Nimoy, reprising his role as Spock, has now denied the actual appearance in the movie that's coming up. So obviously there's a little bit of drama taking place here. But of course, as I always say, we don't know what's going to happen until it happens, type of thing. So it should be interesting what takes place this point forward. Plus, on top of that, Tom Cruise and Riley Downey Jr. are teaming up for a movie called El Presidente. Should be quite interesting how this works. Because again, everyone knows Tom Cruise, the comedy. So, should be interesting what happens from that part. Plus, on top of it, a little bit of trivia. Mr. Kennedy, did you know that Tom Cruise was actually slated to play Tony Stark in the Avengers in Iron Man?
In Iron Man 3?
No, in Iron Man in general. He was basically.
The original Iron Man. He was one of the.
No, not here, Mr. Kennedy. He was approached to play Tony Stark. But the thing is, he turned down the role, of course, so Robert Downey Jr. got it. But, yeah, it's some trivia stuff for us.
I just can't envision Tom Cruise is
Tony
Stark,
exactly. Speaking of roles that went out to other people, you know the actor who played Magnum P.I.?
Yeah.
Tom Selleck?
Yep.
He was actually supposed to be playing Han Solo. Just imagine how different that performance would have been if he actually managed to prize that role. But, however, didn't. We had this little guy named Harrison Ford who was a carpenter, made some money, basically jumped in there, got the role, and now has an iconic role that was just interesting.
So make movies today, so.
Oh yeah, for sure. And on top of all of that, the new Die Hard movie, which I mentioned a couple of times, they have fastened a couple of writers, a couple of directors. Basically, Skip Woods, who wrote Wolverine, supposed to be writing this particular production. Plus, on top of that, John Moore, who directed Max Payne, is basically signed on as a director. So, I don't know, I'm not getting a great vibe from the new Die Hard film that's coming out. I think we should have stepped that forward, but obviously it will make a little bit more money. There's really nothing wrong with that, but I'm just not that impressed. So, that will conclude what I have in our movie news overall. Did you see the movies in the last couple of weeks?
Unfortunately, other than Avengers, I haven't seen much. But again, Avengers was amazing, so I'm sure we'll see it again down the road. Probably in 3D this time. For sure. I've heard 3D effects are pretty good, so.
So it should be interesting in that way.
Yeah. But Avengers, I've been hearing people are seeing it for the 4th time now.
I'm number 6 myself, so.
There you go.
So yeah, it should be pretty fun. So let's take another break here. Let's play a couple tunes, and we'll come back with some more comic book and what's this stuff? Oh yeah, cartoon stuff.
All right, we'll be back.
Oh fuck! You're gonna play the fucking interview.
We'll play over back.
Yeah.
Play this one song.
We'll play a couple songs. Just I forget. Just jump in there and say, hey.
45 seconds. I'll just play the interview. You're not back.
Set up the interview.
You'll set up?
Yeah, go see the okay.
Colin Ferguson. Yep, so 8 seconds. Hey everyone, we're back live.
Alright, so anyways, as we're talking about movies from earlier, we went to this little shindig in Toronto about 6 weeks ago called Wizard's World. A fantastic time. And one of the things we actually brought back from that, to apologize for the extremely long delay, is several interviews. And one of the interviews that we had set up already is with one of Colin Ferguson, who's I don't think he's quite the lead of a television show in Eureka, but long story short, great guy to talk to when we have an interview. Loaded up and cocked and ready to go. So Mr. K, if you don't mind, talk to the interview for all the people listening at home.
Yeah, it's a nice little bonus treat, so here we go.
Howdy folks, I know it's Pacific comes to you live from the Interweb. Anyways, I've been promising you all weekend. We have an interview with the one, the only, Colin Ferguson. That's right folks, we got him here live. So, as I said before, coming in. There we go. Let me get it up here. There we are. So how are you doing today, sir?
Pretty good.
Feeling good?
Yeah, last day of the convention is it's slowed down, which is nice. Sort of get time to do a little chat like this.
Perfect. So if you don't mind, say hello to the internet for me if you don't mind.
Hello, Internet.
There you go.
Hello, Internet.
So anyways, a couple of questions here, sir. We'll be on our way. First question I've got to ask you is, how did you break into the business?
It's funny to do this show business. It's a big catch-22. You can't get a job till you've had a job.
Yeah.
So,
what was your first lucky break?
I started doing comedy in bars, so that was sort of entertainment, right? And then I started doing plays and stuff, and that was sort of entertainment. But then I became an extra for a little while to learn how sets worked. And then I got what was my first gig? It was Are You Afraid of the Dark? I was a ghost from the 40s who was trapped in a jukebox. And when you hit C7 on the jukebox, I would come out and look for my lost lover.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a deep drama.
Especially when a role like that.
Why there hasn't been a remake? I don't know. Short study on Hollywood Spark.
So here's another question for you. How did you land the role in Eureka?
Pilot season. The script came across the desk like any other pilot season. Read it, thought it was great.
Awesome.
Went in and they wanted to test me.
Pins and needles.
Well, I was like, okay, it's the beginning of pilot season. It was on a network that, it was sci-fi. I didn't really know much about it. And I was like, I don't know, it's sort of early in pilot season. And then they never got back to me.
Really?
And months went by, and I sort of did a bunch of other stuff, and then it was April. And they said, oh, we're ready for the test. And I was like, okay, yeah, good. I'm good to commit at this point.
Gotcha. 2 more questions, and we're out of here. So, the next question.
Sure.
What would you recommend for kids breaking into the business these days?
Drugs.
Lots
of drugs. No, what I say,
exactly, we're so responsible here at
I would say just get to know yourself. Get to know what you do, get to know what you want to do. It's a really hard business, and there's a spot for you. If there's a spot for you doing what you want to do, pursue it. Don't try to be something else and think that that's the right thing to do, because what if what you wanted to do was the thing that was the right thing to do, and you got caught out doing what you didn't want to do?
That sounds
stupid. So just do what you want to do and find the place in that.
And that's key.
Sure.
So, last question. When you're not being a super fantastic movie star or television star, exactly, what do you do for fun?
I spend so much time sort of that was the answer. But I spent so much time, here, sort of working with my mind, and on set working with my mind, that I tend to renovate my house and do things with my hands.
Gotcha.
In my spare time, build things a little. It keeps me calm and going on vacation.
I dig it. That's awesome. Well, my good friend, obviously you're busy, so we're going to leave you right here. Thank you very much for your time and travel, and
thanks, man.
hope you enjoy the rest of the show, and I'll see you in the TV soon.
All right.
Okay, so have a good one. Bye-bye. All right, folks, so that's basically it for me. We'll see you around the actual interwebs when we can, and we'll take it all from there. Anyways, folks, thank you for your time, and we're going to get some more before we take off. Say hello. There you go. Let's get later, all right? Bye-bye.
Wow, how was that?
That wasn't bad.
Some live coverage down at Wizard World Toronto Comic Con this year.
It was great to interview Colin Ferguson for the actual show. It was a really good chat to talk to. I'm glad we finally played it on the air so we could share with all the people listening at home. And again, just really good guy to talk to. So, and then basically the next couple of shows that come, what we'll do is we'll keep playing other interviews that we pre-taped and bring in two people and so bring back the spoils of war. Like a little kitty cat killing a mouse and bringing it to its own. So there you go. Enjoy. So yeah, so there we go. So overall, Mr. Candy, Vendors, good film, recommend it?
I recommend it to all.
Hey, what format would you recommend people seeing it?
Oh, well, if you have the money and the time and you have an IMAX in your area, which we do now in Kitchener, go see an IMAX 3D. Go for it. Do you want to watch it there? If you just want to watch it again and 3D doesn't do it for you, then go to the Fredericton Cinema, watch it in 2D because today is the cheapest day if you want to see it again, but you don't have that extra cash, then yeah, go there.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
So there's a whole bunch of different flavors that you can watch it in. But yeah, if 3D doesn't do it, and it's just a distraction, you're trying to maybe eat some popcorn and 3D is all over the place, you can't focus, then yes, watch it in 2D.
Yeah. Basically, from this end of things, I don't think there's any bad format to see the Avengers in. You can see it in regular format, 3D format, see it online and so forth. But again, this is a suggestion, Mr. Kennedy. I highly recommend people checking out the Frederick Twin Cinema, seeing it in regular format. And the thing is that they got full surround sound and so forth. So the thing is that, again, for $4, see it with a buddy or a loved one, and it's not a bad time for a Tuesday. And again, at the same time, I said before, Josh Whedon is a fantastic movie director, and I really think he kept a lot of things in mind when he was making the production, such as a 3D element or a regular format, or even seeing on the small screen. If you download it, you happen to do that type of thing. So the thing is that he really approached a whole bunch of different areas and so forth. And
definitely go see Avengers. Great movie. Especially if you're a comic book fan. I know a lot of people are going back that have never been in much of a comic book movie into that stuff. Has been going back and watching Iron Man and Captain America and Thor just to, get them stuff up to date. But I don't think you really have to do that. If this is your first time, just dive in because, you'll learn about all the little characters along the way anyways,
those little characters just happen to be the backbone of this whole movie kind of things I said before. Actually, I didn't say this before, but the thing is that when they put the project together, they've been really building this up for the last 5 years. People in Hollywood think it's the 5-year plan. And again, when you have not one but 4 blockbusters with 2 reboots being Incredible Hulk, obviously they're really on to something. As a matter of fact, this movie has got so much attention right now. People at Warner Brothers are very, very frightened because it produced a bunch of stuff recently that hasn't hit the #1 spot. And this little comic book / action film is really changing the whole movie industry, especially to build things up and so forth. And right now we've got a small problem taking place. And that problem happens to be the Warner Brothers franchise of DC. Because what's going on here, especially in DC land, is that they're simply not living up to par. Like as an example, when the latest Batman movie came out, that was like a perfect storm. You had this fantastic actor, unfortunately passed away. You had this fantastic director, the script, it just really worked well. And now with Bane coming out, it's sort of like people are kind of going, I don't know. So
we'll see. We'll keep you guys informed about how it's doing in the box office.
So long story short, again, just to wrap up stuff here, this is box office money we're talking about, Mr. Kenny, but the thing is that the whole aspect of making an actor has changed. Like as an example, again, when Superman Returns came out, it didn't do so well. And now Warner Brothers wants to make a DC film, but they have to be very careful because the thing is that they don't build it up properly how they did for the Avengers. The whole thing could go flat really, really quickly. Plus, on top of that, are you familiar with this movie called The Expendables? You ever heard of it?
Yep.
Yep, great. Expendables 2 is coming out, and even with that, they're doing a combination of combining old franchises together, such as Schwarzenegger, like Rob Van Damme, Van Damme himself. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Thank you, sir. Plus, on top of that, you also have Stallone. They have a whole slew of action stars coming together. The thing is, just like the Avengers, these names are known. You don't need a build-up for it because you know exactly what you're going to get. And that one, in that particular movie, should be interesting. If Avengers is not still climbing the box office when this movie gets released, I believe it has a June or July release attached to it. It's going to be very interesting. Very, very interesting. And the thing is that, again, sort of like, as an example, when you got someone like James Cameron, who's talking about making an Avatar 2, doesn't really matter anymore. Because what's happening is that he put this movie together, it will cost a lot of money, but the problem is that if the production doesn't make its money back, then the actual production brand itself is in a lot of trouble. So, should be interesting on how things work from this point forward. And, yeah, just going to be really interesting how things work, because now the thing is that to make an action movie, because face it, comic books are pretty much action films in a new format, and these action/comic book films are busting the box office up completely. And again, the thing is that we're talking about the combination of both 2D and 3D. You know, Josh, when he made this movie, he obviously kept both formats in mind. Unlike James Cameron, who was more focused on the 3D effects. And the thing is that since Avatar came out, 3D technology has gone so far. So it's going to be very interesting if Cameron can keep up with his latest productions. And I'm hoping that things fall back to more storytelling from this point forward and really focus on good movies. So, yeah, it'll be really interesting. Very interesting. So, what did that, Mr. Kenny?
That's a great ending to a great segment.
There we go. So, once again, let's play a couple songs, come on back, and we'll move forward with our comic book segment and cartoon segment.
And video games. Let's not forget about video games. A lot of games coming out today, so we'll be back. Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to our last hour of Weekly Trending Fandom Show, broadcasting on CKMS 100.3 South FM, down in 142 Waterloo Street in Waterloo, Ontario. So thank you again for staying with us. If you're just tuning in, we're going to get into a little bit of video game news. So, for those that have been under a rock for a little bit, Diablo 3 just came out today. Or for those that waited in the midnight lineup, got it early, and I'm sure they're still playing it today, or they're sleeping now. So what have you heard about Diablo 3?
Not too much. I just heard it just came out last night. There was a midnight launch party.
Just hearing about it now. Hear him first. Hear Weekly Trending Fandom. Diablo 3.
Alright. Anyways, there was a launch party that took place over at EB Games at the Fairview Park Mall area. Which is really odd for me because it was the only midnight launch release in the whole Waterloo region. There's a couple of friends and I were basically going to check it out, stuff like that, but we tried calling around and figured out anyone else was actually...
Microplay was also doing one.
Really?
Yep.
Where was Microplay located?
Microplay, in Kitchener at least, is near the Sunrise Center, where the Walmart is, over in that area.
Oh.
So it's a little trek away from the downtown area, but yeah, Microplay was doing a midnight launch. If you shop, Best Buy might have been doing one too. They weren't.
No one was. We checked out Walmart, we checked out Best Buy, stuff like that, and to the very best of our knowledge that Microplay in the Fairview area was actually hosting a midnight launch, and there was actually a decent bunch of people there, about 40 to 50, and they're all there buying their Diablo, and their Diablo, oh my goodness gracious, sorry, I'm having a little bit of a mad cow disease and no brain pan here. Collector's edition, that's what it's
Yes,
called.
people like to get the collector's editions these days, get the awesome swag that comes along with it.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I don't have a copy of it yet. But I've been hearing there's a little bit of bugs in the game so far.
Oh,
but
really?
I'm sure they'll be all ironed out as time goes on.
That's really unfortunate. So basically, this game that the fans have been waiting for months and months and months has bugs in it already.
That's kind of how it is these days. There's always a little bit of bugs. When you're playing at such a massive online game such as this, there's always going to be a little bit of quirks with it. Maybe people getting kicked out of the game, trying to get online, but it'll get smoothed out with patches over time. But yeah, the highly anticipated Diablo 3 is out. So
There you go.
for those that have been waiting and they've been playing World of Warcraft, now's the time to change over to Diablo 3, I guess. So, if we get a chance to play it, we'll give you more of our impressions. But hey, if you've been playing it and you want to let us know what your thoughts of it is, you can send me a tweet at Ryan_Kenny. Let us know how it is, or you can log on to the Weekly Trending Fandom's official Facebook page. Just go facebook.com/Weekly Trending Fandom and let us know, what your thoughts of the game are. But hey, if Diablo 3 isn't your thing, a bunch of other games have come out today. Let's see here. We have Test Drive Ferrari Racing Legends. So if you're a racing car fan, there you go. That comes out for PS3, Xbox 360, and PC. We were talking about Battleship earlier, the movie. So here we go. We got Battleship the game, the movie the game. Officially comes out today. So, but as we know and history has said, movie games don't turn out so well. But hey, maybe they've made an improvement. If you're into more independent arcade games, Pixel Junk 4 AM comes out on PlayStation 3. And if you're a fan of Game of Thrones, the game comes out for PlayStation 3, as well as Xbox 360 and PC. And if you are a big Rockstar game fan, Max Payne 3 comes out on PC, Xbox 360, and PS3. So there you go. Lots of games coming out. You're going to try to rival the movies coming out this summer, maybe.
Should be interesting. I don't personally see any video games trumping, Avengers. I don't see it happening at all.
No. Well, you never know. One mega game came out, because here we have one more big title that came out today, another Hitman game. Hitman Sniper Challenge comes out on Xbox 360, PS3, and PC. So yeah, lots of games. So Diablo 3 isn't your thing. There's a lot of other choices.
So it should be interesting. We'll keep track of Diablo 3, see how well it does selling wise, and we'll come back to you, see if it happens to make $300 million in a couple of weeks.
We'll see. But again, new games always come out Tuesdays, and here we are on Tuesdays from noon to 2, and we'll let you know every new game that comes out throughout the week, so just tune in if you're wondering what to pick up after Weekly Trendy Fandom ends for the day. Head down to your local favorite video game shop, pick it up.
Yeah, so should be lots of fun for everybody, if you know what I mean. Is there any older games you would recommend people checking into, such as they actually stop by the Games Exchange on Queen Street at all?
Well, if you're into some Super Mario action, then yeah, definitely check out some of the local retro video game sellers, such as Games Exchange, kwvintagegames.com, lots out there. If you're into some nostalgia, yeah, check out some retro video games, because, you know, old is now new, so...
It's old, it's new, eh?
Yeah. So again, hey, you're looking for a game to play with that special someone, nothing goes wrong with Super Mario Brothers 3. Everyone loves that game, so pick it up and play it, because everyone loves it.
So here's a question for Mr. Kennedy. When you're not being a radio superstar here at the CKMS Sound FM, and you're not watching your movies and reading your comic books, what type of games do you play? What do you play recently?
I play a little bit of everything. Thanks for asking. Just what I've been playing as of late is just Halo 3, StarCraft 2.
How long did Halo come out?
Well, actually, Halo, there's a whole bunch of different versions of Halo. There's Halo 1, 2, and 3, and Halo 4 is coming on its way soon. And then there's also Halo Reach. That's the newest Halo game. And then there's also Halo Anniversary Collection that came out, that is a remastered version of Halo 1 and 2. So lots of Halo. I've actually tried playing Halo with Recepid, and he still has to learn the controls. I mean, throwing grenades at your own partner is not a way to win the game, but maybe he's been playing he's been watching a little Red versus Blue, and he saw that in there. But yeah. Also been playing a little bit of Skullgirls and Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, which are some great fighting games. Mortal Kombat 9 is great. In fact, our friends down in Hamilton is going to be running an event this weekend. You heard about this, Recepid?
It's next weekend, Monday before.
Isn't it this weekend? This Saturday?
Check it! You're blowing it!
No.
So as far as I know, it's happening next Monday. We'll come, if you don't mind, Mr. Kennedy, can you fact check for that as we're actually on the air talking? So we'll double check. There's a fantastic new company called GOES, which is basically an acronym for Game On Entertainment Services. And they're launching their critical and first actual gaming event that's taking place in London. And not London, I apologize.
You might want to get a little closer to the mic, too.
In Hamilton.
I believe it's this Saturday, but yeah, take a double check. Just go to GOES. It's a little hard to do it here. Is their official website?
For sure. So how about this, folks? We'll play some songs and we'll come back for something like, we'll basically come up with more information for Game On Entertainment Services. So can you play us a little bit of songs here as we double check on stuff.
We'll be right back.
Do you have a song?
Yeah, it's a Saturday.
Do you have it on the website? I think it's Monday. I think it's 8 a.m. Has it? Wait, how did double check this? I think it's the 10th. I'm not quite too sure. So. We're on Facebook.
You can always call Aaron. He can tell us all about it.
Go to Facebook.
Yep. Saturday.
Is it Saturday? I really thought it was Monday. Okay, do you have any of the bars there?
I have Golden Pearl right here, so I just want to help you guys out.
Well, I know, the thing is that I thought it was a Monday, not Saturday. So, I got my fact stuff ahead of time. Everything.
I'll go over all the info here.
What date?
Sorry?
What date?
May the 19th. I'll go over. Alright, we're back. So we did a little digging, and it is this Saturday, so not the scary one. So yes, if you're in the Hamilton area or you want to make it down to an awesome game tournament, Team Goes presents Mortal Kombat 9 and Super Street Fighter 4. So Team Goes Pub Night at Rebels Kilt at 298 King Street West in Hamilton, Ontario, this Saturday, May 19th at 7 o'clock p.m.
Awesome. And I believe on top of that, there's no fee to actually get involved with it. Seems to be free play for everybody.
Yeah.
And again, this is Game On Entertainment Services' first event, and they're hoping to get people to come on down and buy some beer, get some wings, maybe a little bit of nachos on the side. Things have a really, really good time.
Yeah, at the Rebels Kilt, and I hear there'll be official, authentic Mortal Kombat arcade sticks available to use to play. So if you're a hardcore gamer, fighter guy, there you go.
Yeah.
Get the arcade sticks there for you.
And on top of that, if you want to reach Game On Entertainment Services, you can do as such by jumping over to, we're going to go to the Facebook channel right now, but basically using the Facebook search engine, type in Game On Entertainment Services, and you'll find it quite quickly, and it should be pretty cool for everybody.
Also, there's some prizes up for grabs.
Awesome.
Winners of the tournaments are eligible to win 2 pairs of Anime North weekend passes.
There we go. I understand that Anime North weekend pass has been sold out for a while now.
Yes, and you can't buy them anymore. So here you go. Here's a chance, one maybe opportunity for you to still come out to Anime North. Going to Hamilton this weekend first, winning the pair of tickets, and then enjoying an awesome weekend at Anime North, which is the weekend after.
There you go. Not too bad. So, there it is. Is there anything else in gaming news we should be reporting on the Mr. Kenny?
No, other than the fantastic gaming tournaments that are going to be taking place at Anime North this year. For example, we'll have Rock Band Idol, which is an awesome mix of cosplay, video game play with the rock band, so instruments with guitar, bass, drums, microphones, so karaoke, and just perform live on stage in front of a panel of judges that will be rating your performance, team play, and performance, and just for a chance to be the ultimate rock band idol at Anime North. So you won't want to miss that.
Should be absolutely fantastic for all those people to get involved. Alright then. So basically we'll report more on Anime North stuff when we get closer to it.
Well, it's 1 week and 3 days away for those that are, excited for Anime North coming up.
Cool. So, there we go. Alright then. So that being said, is there anything else about gaming news we should hop in on there?
No, that's good for now, but we'll, again, tune in every week. We'll have more gaming news for you as new games come out and latest rumors coming out. E3 is coming up soon, so we'll have a lot of gaming news I'm sure to talk about then.
Sounds pretty good. So should we move into our comic book segment?
Yeah, let's do it. We were just actually playing Spider-Man by Aerosmith, so it's a good
good segue
way
going.
to get into some
Kind of funny how it all comes together there.
Yeah.
So anyways, before we get to the comic book segment, we'll do a station ID check to let you know this is a weekly trending fandom show being broadcast at CTMS. Sound FM 100.3 on the FM dial. Plus, on top of that, if your radio has to be busted, you can check us out on the Rogers Network, cable network that is, at 946. Plus, on top of it, you can hear us live on the internet through Ustream as well, through www.ustream.tv/channel/Pacific. That's spelled RCEHOPPE. Plus, on top of that, if you want to get a little more tech savvy, please send us a tweet at Ryan_Kennedy on the Twitter network. They're absolutely fantastic. So, basically, before, my name is Recepit, and keeping us out of trouble like always is our fantastic co-host, sound engineer, / everything else in between, Mr. Kennedy. Plus, on top of that, we basically broadcast everything that's all trending within comic books, gaming, movies, comic books, more movies, more comic books, and also cartoons.
Video games, wrestling.
Exactly.
Everything that's cool and trending throughout the week.
There you go. So anyways, basically now we're going to move into our comic book segment. We'll start playing a little catch up here. Last week, there was this, we're going to start with some DC news, and last week in the wonderful world called DC, there's this comic book called Sweet Tooth, and for whatever reason, DC will be ending its run at issue 40, that will be coming in December. A little bit of Marvel news here, because, well, Marvel is just pretty much eating up everything when it comes to the comic book stuff. This last little while is that, first up, Iron Man news. It looks like Iron Man will be getting a new suit of armor, and the Invincible Iron Man issue 515. Don't believe that comic book titles built that. That's crazy stuff there. Plus, on top of that, which is no real surprise, Avengers vs. X-Men is selling extremely well. It's the #1 selling comic book in April, and sales from that is still coming in. And people are still going gaga over this X-Men versus Avengers thing. Seems to be that one particular story arc that everyone seems to like. Gotta be honest, yeah, I've read a couple of issues. You had Wolverine versus X-Men. Not Wolverine versus, sorry, I apologize, folks. It's Wolverine versus Captain America. I wasn't too impressed in how the fight sort of ended out there, because you have this vicious killing machine that is, beating up Captain America. And anyone who's been, following the Wolverine, everyone knows that these claws that kind of pop out through his forearms, and he's a very vicious, bloodthirsty killer. And some strange reason, Captain America won that little battle. So that's interesting.
Well, actually, I saw the fight between.
You read the fight?
I read, yeah. Well, in my mind.
In your mind, you saw.
I could see it all, but I saw Iron Man versus Magneto,
cool.
Which was a interesting twist, because Iron Man doesn't wear metal. He wears something called carbon nanotubes.
Yep.
So, no effect by Magneto's mutant powers whatsoever.
This should be easy.
Yeah, it should be.
Oh no! Iron Man doesn't have iron. It's more like plastic stuff.
Yeah. So that's a side comic, X versus A, Volume 1. That was.
You know what? I saw that one. I wasn't too impressed with that either, because there's been everyone knows that Magneto is a master of magnetism, and there's been several issues where Magneto has actually managed to galvanize the actual iron out of the air and cocoon people inside.
Wow.
So the thing is that he's just that good. Plus, on top of that, I want to bring people to home for all the new people out there. Anyone who saw, I think it was X-Men 2, where Magneto actually could pull the iron out of the blood of people, so that he could focus that much on it. So basically, when it comes to the point, they're going, you can't afford my armor, you cannot touch me on. He goes, really? There's blood in the iron, right? Yep, blood and iron. Gotta pull it out now. What? And of course, he's gonna die. So they didn't push up on that one. But what I do remember is that Magneto basically making his own suit of armor by grabbing a satellite and wrapping it around him. And going, I'm gonna let him power with true. Plus on top of it, fighting in outer space. But I don't know, I just stuff like that really makes the whole series go really flat. So flat. It's like, why aren't they putting all these things in perspective? And on top of that, there's a reason why the Avengers don't fight the X-Men too often. Why? Because it comes down to it, X-Men are mutants, and and pretty much most of the X-Men have reached on, if this is a D&D campaign, they're reaching on that god level aspect, because they've mastered their own mutant powers. As a matter of fact, some mutants have manufactured other powers along the way. Meanwhile, with the Avengers, you have what you got. Like Captain America's changed too much. Black Panther's changed too much. Iron Man keeps changing, but the basic concept's still the same. So what it should be coming down to, and I do apologize, there was severe Avengers fans out here. The X-Men should be just mopping the floor with them.
Do you think if Thor was coming down to the island of Utopia, he'd just clean house with the X-Men, though?
Well, that's the funny part. One of the two fights you're going to have is Thor versus Storm.
Okay.
And Storm is known as a goddess of thunder because her X-Men powers have evolved so much in the last 30 years that she can control all the elements. Now, the thing is that with Thor, of course, he's got his hammer and everything else like that, and a couple of extra balls and whistles, but whenever it comes down to it, you have the god of thunder versus the mistress of lightning. So it'll be very interesting how that particular fight works out. But whenever it comes down to it, Thor should be able to, really mop the floor with them. But however, at the same time here, you have mutants that have higher powers, and the thing is that these characters have been around for at least 30, 40 years, at least in comic book format. And like I said before, they have to succeed past their own power limit and actually developing more powers along the way. So it's like, as an example, are you familiar with a character called the Juggernaut?
Yes.
Okay, cool. You're familiar with a character called Colossus?
Yes. And I noticed in the comic he does wear
the Juggernaut armor. So what you have is you have this machine that just destroys things, and at the same time it's no longer Colossus. It's Juggernaut. It's a Colossus Juggernaut now. Yeah. And the thing is that if you mix those two things together, just by itself, it's like, yeah, I think there's a character that can take Thor out, because one of the few things that Thor has is that within the hammer itself is that the person has to be as honorable as Thor to lift the hammer, and Colossus is definitely one of those type of people. So he can lift that hammer and throw it back at Thor, but however...
Has he already?
That's the fun. He hasn't done it yet. But the thing is that they've had throughout the whole run of Thor, you had other characters try to pick up the hammer, and the strangest characters picked it up. I think Doctor Doom actually picked it up.
Really?
Once upon a time, because what's happening is that as he may be a bad guy, he's very, very man of his word. So because of that, he can lift that hammer. Like,
do you think I could pick it up for Sepid?
I think so.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. But at the same time, also the Hulk trying to pick it up, and he couldn't because of all the different mixed baggage that comes along with.
I've seen him pick it up once.
Yeah, Captain America could definitely pick it up and move it around. So that's interesting, especially because Steve Richards happens to be a soldier. So that's interesting how we can figure out.
Willing to put his life on the line every time he goes in the
battle.
back.
Yeah, but at the same time, he's a soldier, so he's not exactly, I would say, as pure as heart as Thor is. But however, the bottom line is that the hammer started whipping around, and we're like, oh my gosh! It's like, no! So yeah, that aspect of it was like. So
right now, just because we got into the Juggernaut Colossus, he's taking on Red Hulk right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Well, with the numbers that goes on, Red Hulk should be.
Oh yeah?
Oh, goodness gracious.
Okay.
Well, think of it. You have Colossus, who's at the I think master level of strength, and now you throw the actual Juggernaut armor on top of that.
Yeah.
It's like whatever.
Well, just remember, didn't Hulk take on all the Avengers once himself?
Well, the funny thing is that, as I have here in my notes here, is that there is going to be a 5-part series coming out called Hulk Smash the Avengers.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a 5-part series. And the thing is that with the actual Hulk himself, which is different from the Red Hulk, is that the Hulk, the classic Hulk, has no upper limit for strength. It's all based on his actual anger. Yeah. So the stronger the Hulk gets, the angrier the Hulk gets, the stronger he becomes, and there's no limit. So something like that, with the Red Hulk, what he's got going for him, he doesn't have the actual anger thing, but he has the actual strength of a Hulk. But at the same time, as he gets more angry, things become more heated because he's getting so much gamma ray energy. So that should be interesting how that works for that. But when it comes down to a modern fight, I think Colossus would. It should be interesting how that comes together. But as you mentioned before, there's Hulk Smash the Avengers coming out, which will be hitting the comic book shops fairly shortly. And again, other comic books that people can keep on is Captain America 10, Walking Dead 97, Batman issue 10, and Green Lantern issue 9. These are titles to keep an eye on because there should be some really good plots, twists, and of course, X-Men, Avengers vs. X-Men, also starring that as well. Lots of fun with all of that.
And where can they find people pick up these great comic books?
Well, they can go to a couple comic book shops. Was that one particular comic book shop in Cambridge you like broadcasting all the time?
Retro Rocket in Cambridge. If you happen to be out in the Preston area of Cambridge, definitely check them out.
Mm-hmm.
But
an address, budget?
I'm not too sure what the address is, but it's you can take the 52 there.
Awesome. So basically, we'll come back to that. But
We'll come back to the Retro Rocket. Google it though, or use your favorite search engine. Put in Retro Rocket Cambridge, and there you have it.
You'll find it quite quickly. But anyways, if you happen to be in Waterloo, this is a fantastic comic book shop on King Street. 52 King Street to be exact, called Carry On Comics.
There you go.
It's been around for a very long time. If you happen to be in Kitchener, there's a comic book shop right behind the bus terminal called Looking for Heroes. They're on 95 Ottawa Street South. That's in Kitchener. And again, all the comic book shops that we've mentioned. Tell them that the Weekly Trend of Venom show has sent you, and they'll be taking care of all of your comic book needs. And also on top of that, something that the guys from Looking for Heroes told us, that if you buy 50 copies of X-Men versus the Avengers, Avengers versus X-Men, keep switching that around, they will give you one free variant cover from that particular series. So,
does it matter which of the spin-offs? Because there's also
well, as far as I can tell, they said Avengers versus X-Men.
That one? Okay.
So yeah, so not too bad.
There, but yeah, Looking for Heroes right in the downtown core. You can't miss it.
Right behind the actual Bus Street Terminal. Again, that is on 95 Ontario Street South. And people want to look from south and west, or east or north, or the case may be, how wonderful King Street happens to be. Remember, this is Ottawa Street South. And once again, it's 95. Right behind the bus station, so you can't miss it. Giant sign out front, plus on top of it, all the actual independent retailers are mentioned. You can probably find them on Facebook by typing in their individual store names, and they all have a Facebook presence, so find them out there.
Well, if you were in the area just 2 weekends ago, you would have saw the Stormtrooper outside Looking for Heroes, so hopefully that rings a bell for all of you guys out there.
Yeah, exactly. So I heard that actually Magic kidnapped the Stormtrooper, and it seems to be in the basement.
Oh, really?
Of Looking for Heroes. And they'll bring the Stormtrooper out every once in a while to get finally D for Sunshine, which first gets connected to a very long chain. And I heard that they're feeding him a bowl or two of wool every day. A nice crust of bread for the last year. So, fun stuff. So yeah, that's all the comic book news I got on this end of things. Anything you wish I missed, you can?
No, it's a good time for comic book fans.
Yes. Lots of Avengers movies coming out. They're talking about Venom coming out. They're talking about, again, Thor 2, Iron Man 3. For whatever reason, they're talking about X-Men First Class 2, which I think it's going to be cool. So I'm not looking forward towards that one. Definitely Captain America 2. Again, there's some very weird vibes happening with Captain America 2, but the bottom line is we'll see exactly how more things pan themselves out. It's not just movie stuff. Comic book stuff, again, that's where it's looking really, really good. Good time for comic books. Comic book fans all over the Waterloo region area and beyond.
Could be one of the reasons why there's so many comic book conventions going on lately in the Ontario region. Yeah. And we hope to attend as many as we can and give you our feedback on that. And one of them is coming up is the Niagara Falls Comic Con in June 9th. Scotiabank Theatre. We hope to attend that one and give you full coverage details.
Yeah, so that should be something fun for everyone. So let's take our last little break here. We'll come back with some cartoon news and we'll wrap up our segment for this week.
Where do you keep disappearing to?
I'm just walking around.
Oh, okay. About another minute. Seconds. Hey everyone, we're back.
Yay! We're back.
I'd like to thank everyone that's been listening in to Weekly Trending Fandom for the last 2 hours. We're here with our
Fandom Show, Mr. Kennedy.
Yeah.
Don't forget the show, kind of important, and also the Weekly Trending Fandom Show. Why? Because we just put the emphasis on the TH, which is that damn good. Yeah. So anyways, moving forward with stuff.
Here we are with our last segment. So.
Yeah. Exactly. We've got 5 minutes before 2 o'clock, so we'll wrap things up as quick as we possibly can here, and also. Our last segment for today is comic. Oh, we did comic book news already. This is cartoon news. There we go. So, anyways, some of the news items I have for this is that Warner Home Entertainment has released its preview for Superman vs. the Elite, and people have been looking forward to this for some time now. It should be interesting how it does. And the home video industry should be pretty good. Plus, on top of that, Teletoon has released new stuff about their Teletoon at night and their Teletoon retro programming. Highlights include pretty much the stuff I've been talking about for the last little while. As an example, some of the cartoons that I've watched a lot recently is the new, actually before getting to that one, it's actually from the X-Men series, Thundercats, Young Justice, Transformers, the Avengers, and the list goes on and on and on. And on top of that, they also have the new Avatar cartoon that came out as well. And again, it looks like Teletoon is finally getting on board with these particular projects / brand names / productions. And here at Weekly Trending Fandom Show, we've been covering this for the last little while. And again, all of the animation projects I mentioned they're doing really, really well. Like as an example, the new Avatar cartoon that came out. Again, fantastic plotline. Don't want to get too much into it because it'd be like heavy spoilers. Again, with Green Lantern, Thundercats, Young Justice, Avengers, and also Transformers. These are all really, really great North American animated productions, and we highly, highly recommend watching them. As far as anime stuff goes, it looks like they're more focusing on box set stuff, as I mentioned before in previous episodes, that most of the entertainment scene will not be releasing to North America due to losing way too much money. But it looks like, again, the animated projects I mentioned are doing extremely well. So, Mr. Ken, you're into things. Have you seen any anime that's worth mentioning on the air or anything else like that?
Not at the moment, but hey, if anyone out there has been, let us know, because we're interested in what's hip and cool these days.
Exactly. We're so cool, we've got a Twitter account right now. We're
Yeah.
using Mr. Kennedy's account. Again, that's Ryan_Kennedy. And basically, with all that, not giving too much spoilers with the animation program we've been talking about. Again, use your favorite search engine, find out these particular products. Plus, on top of that, again, Teletoon will be releasing them fairly shortly, but at the same time, you're be like a month behind. But you know what? It all depends on which way you want to take it. Myself personally, I like watching animation when it first comes out, so it's still fresh and hot, like a nice loaf of bread. And I enjoy watching my animation that way. I hate waiting months and months and months and months. My honest opinion with Teletoon, I'm hoping they release some new animation that hasn't been seen online yet. It'd be kind of cool to have some Canadian broadcasting mixed up in that isn't lame. A lot of Canadian projects of late have been lame, not impressed. As a matter of fact, I even mentioned it on the show, and I'm not going to because they're bad. I don't like them at all. There's some people out there that really dig them, and you know what? That's great. If you like it, that's awesome. On this anything, not really. So, but however, it's very interesting which direction Teletoon goes into, because right now Teletoon is our #1 source for animated projects. And on top of that, we also have this Cartoon Network also coming up as well, which I'm not mistaken will be launching in June. Which will be interesting how that works with everything. Because again, the Cartoon Network is directly hooked up to Warner Entertainment, who's part of Warner Brothers, and should be interesting if things get up to the Canadian a little quicker. So anyways, that's all I got. What you can do is anything you wish to add by chance, something we're looking or haven't talked about.
No, I think that's excellent. It's pretty much been the week so far. But hey, again, if there's anything else we're missing, make sure to let us know.
Yeah,
and we'll give you full credit as well if you got any tips and tricks and stuff that's going on out there.
Especially video game stuff that we don't know of.
Exactly.
I heard that Donkey Kong, just climb up the ladders. That's how you win.
Exactly, you got it. That's the name of the game.
There you go. Always climbing, always that ladder climbing. So anyways, let's wrap things up here on a good note. I'd like to thank everyone who's listening today. Plus, like always, I'd like to thank Mr. Kennedy for basically maintaining the actual board here. And on top of it, I'd like to thank you for tuning in. And as I said before, my name is Recepit. This is the weekly Trinity Fan Show, the broadcast at CKMS, Sound FM, 100.3 on the FM dial. If you want to use your favorite internet browser, you can search us on a couple aspects. You can search us through the actual station website, which is soundfm.ca. You can catch us on Facebook, which is a weekly Trinity Fan Show. And on top of that, you can always catch us on the Rogers Box, which is 946. Plus, you can catch us on ustream.tv/channel/Recepit. That's called RCEHOPPE. And you can always send us a tweet at Ryan_.
That's right, song requests, anything you'd like to hear on the air.
So basically, that's us. This is you. Thank you very much for once again joining all of us. And we look forward to seeing you next week on Tuesday from 12 until 2. Until then, my friends, I hope you all do well. Keep things rolling, and we do appreciate your time. See you around the block, kids.
See you next week, Recepid.
See you next week, Kenny. So basically, for the internet thing, let's come in at least once, sometime between now and next week, so we can actually figure stuff out. When by figure stuff out, is I figure out which angles we want to have.
Everyone.
Like that. Yeah, see